Hello, fancy fingers. Is anyone on? Well, if you are watching now, you're watching the replay. Woo! So, I was talking with Katie about some things that have been really working for me and that I've been teaching my team. So I wanted to just jump on and share them here. So if anyone comes on, go ahead and say hi, and if I'm reading comments or not. So this is very impromptu. So the topic is going to be how going live on your personal page can help you network. And hey girl, hey Gretchen, and why I'm saying this is just literally from experience. This is not something that I'm sharing to you that has not worked. I'm telling you that I know this because I watched it work for others, and then I've been doing it and it's been helping me. So that's what we're going to talk a little bit about going live. And I know you hear about people talking about live in your VIP group, and that's just a different topic because we're going to talk about going live on your personal page and like how that helps you reach your cold market. So if any of you are friends of mine, you probably see that about a little bit over, a month ago, about 2 months, I started going live on my personal page. And it's such a trial and error. And it's basically like I was doing a lot of reading and following like huge names in our industry. And, getting tips from them and seeing like what they do. And a big part of them is they bring value to their personal page. So bringing value to your personal page and your branding is what's going to help attract people outside of that market. Hi everyone, yay, people are here. Did I surprise you? For a second I was like, gosh, no one's here. Hopefully my kids don't come in. I really told my husband to watch my kids. We'll see if that happens. So let me tell you, it's scary, okay? So we feel so safe in our VIP groups. Some people haven't even gone live in their VIP groups. You guys, I'm not telling you this to like sound like crazy, but if you are not going live, you're only hurting yourself. You're missing like a huge chunk of getting yourself out there. If you are struggling in this business and you have not gone live, and we're talking about in general now, that is something that has hurt you. That's hurting you, and you need to think about that. And I know it's scary, and I know it's uncomfortable, and all of that, but we just gotta do those uncomfortable things, right? Because like doing those hard things is how we get to like an easy life. That's what I tell my husband all the time. I'm like, listen, we'll do some of these hard stuff. So we're talking about going live on your personal page. So why do you wanna go live on your personal page? So you have a VIP group, you have your customers in there already, but now you have another area of people that aren't interested or have not got to know Color Street yet, and which is fine because we're not even going to talk about Color Street that much on our personal page. That's my first tip. Do not spam Color Street on your personal page, but when you're going live, don't even talk about it that much. Even if you're talking about like your business or something, just say your business. Don't say the name, because the thing is we want people curious. We want people curious about what we're doing. So like, think about it like how you would feel if like, instead of like having to like shove a Color Street in people's faces, that people were coming to you and messaging you and asking you what you're doing. And that's what I've kind of started to see happen. Because I've started to share, oh my gosh, he didn't shut the door. Hold on, let me get this. Okay, I'm back. Because I started to share about parts of my life and things that I get to do that I haven't got to do before, or just anything in general. Like, people have started to message me and ask me what I'm doing. What is this? What are you talking about? Like, what are you doing? And so people are coming to me. So I have actually changed a few things on my personal profile, and I started doing this because like, yes, I still talk about Color Street and the fun things I do, but it's not like all about Color Street. So like, I removed it kind of from like my profile picture and my background picture, because again, or I think it might still be in my background picture, but like what I'm saying is like, I want people to look at my page and come to me and want to know what I'm doing. Hi, Anita. I want people to be interested and curious about like, what does this girl got going on, and message me. So then I don't even have to think about like cold messaging people, because they have been watching my lives, they've been seeing my posts of value, but they don't know. Because here's the thing. If someone, and all my posts are public, right? So maybe, you know, someone shares a video or shares a post of mine, and someone, I'll talk about that in 1 second, Tara-Leigh, and someone clicks on my name, and that's not a friend with me or anything, and they see like our company, they see Color Street. So what are they gonna do? They're gonna go to Google and Google Color Street, and they're gonna find out everything they ever could possibly know about Color Street. But instead, when I don't have it plastered all over my profile, they message me and they want to know, and I'm in control now. I can tell them about the opportunity, the company, the product. So that's kind of where I've been, and you know, like I said, and I didn't used to always do this, but it's definitely, I'm turning it because I'm seeing that that's working. The less I like shove it in people's faces, like people want to know what I'm talking about. What, you went to Vegas for work? That's fun. Like, tell me about that. And you know, so kind of like that. So first thing you gotta know is you're gonna have to go live, and I know that's scary. So the first time is kind of just rip it off and pull it off as a Band-Aid. So I would suggest getting a topic that you're gonna wanna talk about, because here's the thing, it's not just like going live and like you're live at a park and like showing your kids playing. No one's gonna share that. People are gonna, yes, Whitney, exactly, attraction rather than promotion, totally, yes. And I get where that's coming from too. But like, that is cute and that's great, and yes, our kids are cute and fun, but why are people gonna watch that? Why are they gonna comment on that? Why are they gonna share it? They're not, right? Unless they're grandma. Grandma might share the live of your kids playing in the park, but no, none of your friends are, because like, right, we always think our kids are cuter than other people. But you want to have some type of content, and now I'm saying we don't want it to be about Color Street, so think of some topics in your life. Put Color Street away. It can even be business. It can be business, right? I do talk a lot about business, like things that help, and networking specifically, because that's been kind of like my niche. But I also like put a lot of my personal life in there, so that kind of makes it not spammy and people can relate to that, and so people get some value out of that, so they like to share it. But it doesn't even have to be about business. It can be if you're like doing keto or something. Like I had a friend, and she's not with this company at all, but she came to me for some tips. Hey, Katie. And I was like, you know, you talk about keto a lot. Why not go live and talk about keto? So what she did is she actually, her and her husband were in the kitchen, and she like made an easy keto dish, and like people shared that because they're interested in it, you know, and nothing to do. But what that happens is like it gets your name out there. So there's other things you can talk about. Maybe you got through a hard time. Maybe you have some kind of affliction. Maybe you're into all natural stuff and you like got these new oils that helped cure something. Like you want to make sure when you go live, you have something of content and that your friends list is going to find of value. So those are very important words to think of if you want to write that down. You need to have valuable content when you go live and when you post. Because those are the things you want, something that's going to draw people. So if you're watching mine, you don't want to give it all away in the heading, but you want to get people interested and curious enough to click. So think of something like, I did one the other day, which I knew would draw people in. I put, what does long-term relationships and one-night stands have to do with it? So like, I think everyone thought I was like going to be talking about all my one-night stands in life, but nope, got them, because I was not talking about that. I was talking about business, but people were interested. I like talked about it, you know, in a business way, but all people saw was that heading. So maybe do, Beth, really, you think my nails look pretty? They're a hot mess. I have Arctic Evening and Tokyo Lights and nothing on my pinkies because I was going to do a live demo. But Yeah, so didn't that pull you in? People are like, oh, she's about to tell all her dirt in life. I'm going to jump on that live. And then like people start sharing it and commenting. And so, but think of anything like something that, yes, I have Arctic on this one. So like think about something that like when you're scrolling through that you want to click on, like one thing, like this one thing changed my life. Like, I'm like, what is that one thing that changed your life? I'm going to click on that real quick. You guys know what I mean? Like, it has to be like, or, oh, it's called clickbait, but of course you want the content in there, but you have to have a heading of your live that's going to draw people in to click on it. You know, and if you want to, my profile is public. You can go look at some of the last ones I've done, or, you know, you can friend request me too. But like, you have to have something. You don't want to just give it all away, because then why is anyone going to want to click on your live and watch it? So that's one tip. And then the other thing is, once people get to your live, you want to do a couple call to actions. So you're always going to hear me say, as long as I remember, like, hey, if you're watching the replay, watch your replay. If you're sharing it in your live, tell me share. And then I'll try to give them a shout out, because people just love hearing their names. Like, anyways, I love hearing my name. I'm still like a fangirl over people that I watch. And like, there's this one network marketer, and like I was watching his live yesterday, and I shared it, and I posted that I shared it, and he was like, oh, Brittany, thank you for sharing. And I was like, whoa, oh my God, he said my name, right? So like, this is now, Erica, this is real time, not the replay. But like, people just like, ask people to share, ask people like to where they're coming from, ask questions while you're live, like, hey, if you've ever done this before, drop a 1. So that's gonna get, yeah. Yep, it was Rob Sperry. I was like, oh my gosh, he said my name. So like, that's gonna get more comments. And if it's a public post, people are going to start seeing it in their feeds too. And so what happens is when you have a live video and people are commenting on it, and people are reacting to it, Facebook sees you as now being someone of value. So now you are going to be shown before everyone else. And people are going to be like, I like, what is this girl talking about? It's going to put you, oh my gosh, Rhonda. It's nerve-wracking until you get used to it. Rhonda, come say hi to me next time. We'll see each other soon. It is nerve-wracking, and like, I still like stumble over stuff, and I think my best ones is like when I think, like, I don't write down everything I'm going to say. See, you guys were all like, see, he said hi to Brittany, and I know Brittany. See, people love that. I'm trying to think a couple other tips that I've got from that. So like, if you ask people to share, yeah, when your kids are with you, and you can relate to that. So when you ask people to share and they share it, just always make sure like you go to their post and say thank you for sharing. So that's ways people can have a way to like contact you. Now, if you always like, when people, what I really try to do, and sometimes it can get hard, when people are like, Megan, I have a private group, but I'm talking everything about public on your personal page. That's what I'm talking about right now. Public on your personal page. Melissa, your profile does not have to be public, but the live should be public, and you can always like change the settings on things. Like, I might have something that I don't want the whole world to see, so I'll go in like the little corner and click to like only friends. But yes, you do want things to be public, because that's the only way that's going to draw people to you. They're going to see you're funny and that you have things of value. So like, another thing that I do, so when people like comment and say they're watching the replay, always go in and like comment like, hey, Megan, thanks for watching. Or someone says they're shared, like, hey, Rhonda, thanks for sharing. So that's also going to bump it up kind of in the algorithms. But another thing, so when you start to see, like, maybe you read the reactions and you see like you have people now that are sharing it, liking it, who you're not friends with, you're going to, yes, exactly, Melissa. You are going to want to friend request those people right away. So friend request the people that have liked your video. Once they accept it, go to their Facebook wall, look at the last thing they posted, or you know, something free. Erica, you just made me laugh. So look at something they just posted on their Facebook page, and like maybe it's something like, oh, we've been on vacation. Like that post and comment on it, and then send them a voice message like, hey Erica, thanks for accepting my friend request. I see you're in Florida. Wow, that looks like so much fun. Well, anyways, I'm really excited to get to know you and connect with you. That's it. So now what does that do? If you haven't noticed, friend requesting people's fine, but Facebook is now gonna show you their stuff in your feed first because you messaged them, and your stuff's gonna be showing up in her stuff because you messaged her. And now she, you're gonna resonate in her mind that you took the time to send her a quick voice message through PM, that you took the time to look through her page. But more importantly, now all your stuff is going to be shown up in her stuff in her newsfeed, because like Facebook's funny about that. And that's really just because like you took the time to send her a message. Because I don't know if you've noticed, when you message someone you haven't messaged before, and then like you go back to your newsfeed, then all of a sudden their stuff's coming up, because Facebook is like, oh, they're friends, they want to see their stuff. So let's talk about how this helps you in your business, because you're like, oh no, because this business is just all about relationships and things take time. And what happens is you are now getting out of that warm market of those friends and family that you've probably burnt out. Honestly, let's be real. And now you're starting to meet new people. And new people is where we find our next rock stars to join our team. It's where we find those great hostesses and where we find those customers. It's really, I know like in our, society, we're all about like instant gratification and like, no, it needs to happen now. Now, hey, Bridget, but that's just not how it works. We're all need to be in this for the long run. Relationships take time. And like establishing those relationships with people, and then just like meeting new people. You just never know, because what's gonna happen is like, and I'm saying this has worked for me, you guys. I've been making some great connections. I personally enrolled 5 people during double points. And I'm gonna say 1, 2, only one I've met in person, and the other ones, Eric, stop it, you guys are cracking me up. But all because I've either met them from people sharing my lives, and then people like just message me. And here's the thing, when you're real on your page about things you've been through, people relate to that. Like, you have to like peel that like mask off and be real and authentic, because that's what people relate to. Think about the people in your life that influence you. And it's usually because they've been through something that you've been through, or have been through something hard. And what I've learned is like a lot of things that I used to want to keep to myself, I share now, because it's so powerful when I have other women that message me that were like, I've been through something like that too. And that's the most realist and authentic of relationship that you can get. I know like sometimes we just want to think that we can put like this like facade on and that everything has to be perfect, but like and I say this a lot, people connect to that mess, people connect to the realness, people connect to you overcoming things and being honest. And like, think of something, and I've said this before, like if the first live you want to do on your page, talk about like why you do what you do. Don't mention Color Street, but like talk about the truth of like why you're doing the business. And I'm not saying, and if you haven't watched my video about finding your true why, check that out. It's on my page or my YouTube. But like, I'm not talking about the why, like my friend, my family, I'm trying to help my family. I'm talking about the why on like why you want to change as a person on the inside, and what how this business has helped you or is helping you, or your goals. Just talk about that. And you'll have some people that will relate to you. So, does anyone have any questions about these specific topics about like going live in your personal pages and like Yeah, people want to relate. Exactly. You know, like, if you want people to, like, trust you, you need to show that you've been through, you know, some stuff and got through it. Like, no one relates to that perfect story, you know, and it's sad, but it's true. Like, the silver spoon in their mouth, like, it was just handed to them. Yes, I want you to do some hard things. Patricia, if no one watches, keep doing it. My views have changed so much. And if you talk, like, they started out, you know, with very little, and people will be watching the replay. Jasmine, I don't know if people get notified more. I don't know if people get notified when I go live. I know I get notified when some people go live, but I don't know really specifically. I know that, like, I'll start off. Yeah, exactly. No one. But, like, eventually, like, you'll look and people will, like, eventually start watching it. Just make sure you're asking, like, I'll say something like, you know, hey, if you know someone that this could help, go ahead and share that. I appreciate it. And, like, I'm sharing you. Yeah. Like, literally, like, one person. Honestly, like, or zero. I thought today's live just now was going to be like that because it was like a few minutes and I was like, dang, no one's coming on. When Katie's on, she has like thousands of people watching and I had like no one. But you guys came, so hi. But I still was going to talk whether you guys were here or not. So, because now I just like talking. If you guys go back, ask some of these girls on my team. If you go back to when I started my lives, from when I first started this, I was so intimidated. I was so nervous. I didn't know what I was talking about, but I got on. So they eventually, and still now I'm like nervous, but the difference between your personal page and your VIP group, so like your personal page is what I'm kind of talking about now, like making sure that you're connecting with people about things that have nothing to do with Color Street. But like on your VIP, obviously you're going to talk about Color Street because hopefully they're there because they're interested in Color Street. So like I always say your VIP should be a mix, but I always say very little about Color Street on your personal page. Sprinkle it in a little bit. I say like one post a week. So yeah, your VIP should definitely be more Color Street, like base, like in people's faces, like, oh my gosh, because they already want Color Street, right? But like on your personal page, like a thing about Facebook is like, they want to make their customers and consumers happy, and people have overwhelmingly said they're not happy by like the MLM spammers. So they're going to do everything they can to filter that out. So if you're spamming your business, Facebook's probably going to make sure that you're not being shown. And that's just true because they want it to be a great customer experience for people on there. And that's just the truth. At the end of the day, there's been people in the industry that are new, or because I was one of them, so I did all the spamming things too, that just don't know. So that's why they will filter out posts, and you're not going to be seen if you're like sharing graphics and like copy and pasted like 129 blah 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 blah. Like I've said that so many times, like you're not going to be seen. So if you're wondering why like my stuff's not being seen, look and see if you've been doing that, because people don't like that. Like think like what you like to see when you're on Facebook. What do you like to see? And then be that person. Well, not be that person, but post like that. Like you want something. I've become very intentional about what I post on my Facebook wall. I used to not. I used to just like post like every little thought that came to my mind. But yeah. See? So you want to see dog videos? Well, go out there and make a dog video. Maybe like train a dog or something. You will, Jasmine, because I've been in Facebook jail. Memes, funny memes. But here's what you want to do about memes. Like, you don't want to just like share other people's content. Kind of make it your own. So if you can even just save the picture to your phone and save it that way, or just like retype the graphic, like make it your own content. If it asks me to do the story, I'll say add to my story, but like I'm not a big, like I'm really not that technically savvy, so, but yeah, like it will say go to the story, and I'm like, sure, if you want to post it the stories, go ahead and post it the stories. I don't even know, like apparently there are people that just watch stories. I'm not one of those people. I get annoyed when I'm like messaging someone and the stories like jump in the messenger. I'm like, oh my gosh, how do I get this thing? Like I thought like my phone was broken one day because all was coming with stories. I was trying to like message someone, so I don't know. Anyone else have any questions? You can also like friend request me and just shoot me a message too. But like, I'm no means a professional, but I can say that I've gotten hundreds of Facebook friends and have now started to like meet new people that have been influencers in network marketing, and like basically just because of this whole live thing. So it definitely will change the game. So if you're like scared, thanks Jasmine, if you're like scared or if you're nervous, think about what you're willing to do that could potentially change your life and your business. And sometimes it's those hard things, right? All right, y'all, I'm jumping off here, but again, like if you post a comment, if I can see it or not, send me a message. But I hope you all have a good night. Bye.